the most effective essential oils for helping people manage, stresses and anxiety?
So good question. And so there are some essential oils that help uplift your mood, like your
Hmm.
citrus essential oils, right?
Yes.
Like your lemon or your orange. Um, but even that, uh, having said that, it's helpful to talk to an aromatherapist too, to
Hmm.
see if that's a particular. How do you plan to use that essential oil, and
Hmm.
what um, what might be going on with you, for
Hmm.
example, and what I would call an assessment. An assessment to find out, okay, you would like to use an essential oil for stress, but also let them see what you may be going through in your personal health life to see if that's an essential oil that is best for you.
Correct. Correct.
So I always encourage that if that's something that you are looking into. I like
Hmm.
to, of course, share information, but I always like to give the preference. Safety is always key with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So if nothing else, if you don't want to work with a aromatherapist, I encourage you to watch my free masterclass, because at least at the very basic, it gives you that foundation to say,
Yes.
okay, I want a essential oil to, like you mentioned, for stress or whatever the case might be. Then you want to be able to make that selection, make an informed decision.
Yes.
That's what it's about. Make an informed decision. And having gone through the master class, you will be able to have resources to
Hmm.
make an informed decision. The foundation, right?
Yep. Hmm.
To make an
Hmm.
informed decision.
No, that's excellent. That's excellent. And I did update the link at the bottom. I believe the link to the master class is aromabudsandblossoms.com. So that will
Yeah.
take you to the free aromatherapy master class that she has available. The information is there
Yeah.
for us to use, as access it, and make sure that we know exactly what we're doing when we're using, essential oils. It's so important. They're
Yeah.
so important.
It is.
I got another question. I guess, how would someone who's, I guess, if you're going through a master class and you have an understanding, just a general baseline understanding of aromatherapy, what are some of the ways that you can incorporate it into your daily self-care routine? Uh, I know for me, I'll use it through, maybe some meditation or something along those lines. Just kind of get me in a nice flow and a nice groove. But what are some of the ways that you can incorporate it on a daily basis?
Oh, good question. So I want to ask you a question first. How do you do it with your meditation?
I go like this. Ain't no diffusing. Like here, slap it a couple times like some old some brute. Remember the cologne?
Yep, yep, yep. I remember that.
Smell it. Yeah, smell it, and I sit down.
Awesome. So thank you. And that's why I wanted to ask you. So there are some ways that you can utilize essential oils, and that is one of the most simple ways, which you mentioned, is through inhalation, right? Taking one drop of that essential oil, placing it in your hand, rubbing it, and just, taking
Mhm.
it in, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have it on your hands and depending on the oil, don't touch your face and your eyes because it can burn.
Hmm. Hmm.
But inhalation is one. You mentioned about doing it in your hand, and of course, diffusing. I don't know about you, but I got my diffuser going.
There we go. Which is awesome for, for me, I like to keep it in my living room, if, if a place I want to do some yoga. But also I remember using it in the office space, right? I mean, just to kind
Mm.
of keep my area, in a nice way. Can you talk about that as well? Like,
Yes,
different.
thank you. I was just
Yeah.
going into that. So having a diffuser, there's so many ways to have a diffuser either in your space, like I have a water diffuser now, like you have in your
Hmm.
office, your bedroom, um, something you always have there. You just, add your drops to the water and you're good to go. But diffusing doesn't have to be in one space. I talk about how you can have a diffuser on the go.
Hmm.
Um, you know, in this season that I said, came out of, so to speak, I used to talk about having a diffuser on your mask. And if you wear a mask when you have to go into some place now, because certain facilities do, like if you might go in a facility with seniors or the hospital, they may still have you to have a mask, right?
Hmm.
And so you can take one drop of one of my go-to is lemon essential oil. Put one drop
Yeah.
on each side of your mask.
Uh,
So that's through one way through inhalation, incorporate it into your everyday, and also getting
Mm-hmm.
the effects of the essential oil. I mentioned, unfortunately, this is sort of one-sided for ladies
All right.
to use it on a cotton ball. So put 1 or 2 drops on a cotton ball, essential oil of your choosing, and place it in your brassiere. And that helps you to have that aromatherapy throughout the day,
Mm-hmm.
um, on the go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they have diffusers for your car nowadays. You can create your own. Have talked about that. Putting essential oils on a clothespin, something simple. Remember the wooden, the wooden clothespin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You dry your
Yeah.
clothes. You know,
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
essential oils on a clothespin and putting it in your vent. Um,
Oh,
of
I
your
never thought
car.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
a few ways that you can have essential aromatherapy on the go. That's just one way you can utilize them in a. I talk about 5 ways in general in the master class, so you can utilize them. One being what we talked about earlier is in a bath, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but you also need to know how to mix it, because just dumping the essential oil in the bathtub don't work.
Okay. Okay. Talk about it. What will be? Do you need like a carrier for that, or do you?
Exact. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was going to say, you definitely have to have a carrier to go along with that. Otherwise, you still have to mix it up even when you get in the bath. Because again, essential oils have a tendency to rise to the top because we're talking about oil and water.
Correct.
So yeah, having a carrier so you can utilize them in a bath. You can utilize essential oils topically, making your own DIY, maybe lotions or body
Yeah.
butters and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So topically through inhalation. Um, what else? A couple other ways that's not coming to me. Oh, making your own sort of spritzers.
Yeah.
Um, and what else? So those are like some common basic ways you would
Yeah.
utilize essential oils and aromatherapy. But yeah.
It's beautiful because I started using I would just get some distilled water
Mm-hmm.
and some lemon,
Uh-huh.
and I would use that and maybe some vinegar for cleaning or as a
Mm,
cleaning solution,
yes.
right? Just to because
Yes.
I remember growing up and there was some of the cleaning solutions we had. I was like, look, I don't know this is good. If we should still be using some of this stuff. The comment that you put in the bathtub. Like I was like, look, there's got to be a different way. Like I know I'm inhaling these fumes, this chalky stuff. There's got to
Yeah.
be a different way. So just using something simple like with it lemon, distilled water, and some vinegar, just little natural alternatives to
Yeah.
cleaning with that. So that
I'm
was one
glad
of the
you
ways.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another thing you talk about, the comment. So you can just simply use baking soda.
How about that?
The same sort of abrasive
Correct.
you're looking for, and you
Mm-hmm.
can add essential oils to that.
Yeah.
Someone recently was sharing with me about, I got these old essential oils. Sometimes, essential oils do go. That's another thing. Thank you. Misconceptions that essential oils don't go bad, but yes, they do. They
Okay.
can. So if you have them on the shelf, they do have a shelf life. But if you have some old essential oils, someone was asking me, what do I do with all this stuff? This is old and don't smell good and stuff. My suggestion was just my suggestion. It is plant and it's plant life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest that you use it in your cleaning products,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why not? It's particularly like, for example, if you're cleaning your face bowl or your
Mm-hmm.
commode,
Yeah.
um, you can add some baking soda and put that essential oil in there. You got a clean smelling face
There
bowl
you go.
and bathroom, but
Mm-hmm.
you didn't necessarily use it for therapeutic properties because it's gotten old,
Correct.
but you were able to utilize it in a different way for the aroma. So
Yeah.
one way of not wasting it and giving it back to Mother Earth who gave it to you in the first place.
That's right. That's right. And it's not harming you. It's not a toxin.
Right.
It's not a toxin. In some ways, it can release tonic chemicals in your body, and you end up feeling good. You up there cleaning, laughing, smiling, giggling, having a good time,
Yeah.
enjoying it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. As long as you're using essential oil that you know that you can utilize, and
Yeah,
that you was utilizing in the first place for therapeutic properties, and it just happens to
yeah.
get old. So yeah, that would be my suggestion.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Another way that I've used it in terms of hair, for my
Yeah.
locks, as like a spritz as a refresher. Can you talk about some of the essential oils that are good for promoting, healthy hair growth and all that other stuff?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. So I have a one of my besties, as I call her, my BCB, book, chapter, and verse.
I like
Um,
that. I like
yes.
that.
Um, she has locks as well,
Hmm.
and she was talking about using rosemary in water.
Yeah, yeah.
That helps with hair growth
Hmm.
and what have you. So yes, utilizing essential oils in that way, or giving yourself a hair treatment. We're using clary sage and rosemary together.
Clary sage. Okay, okay.
But um, again, making sure that there's one that you could use.
That's the key, right? Doing the research before. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. So there's a couple of essential oils that I have utilized and or have seen true testament to how it can be beneficial for you.